a big break arrives for Gemini in the month of January. Now, what I'm being guided in this message to tell you is this break is because there's a new phase of you coming into place where you are going to pull in your reins, you're going to pull in your power, and you are going to make the shift. You know what you want, and you're going to get it starting in January. Let's take a look right now at the sun, moon, and rising sign of Gemini. So, you guys, you have the king and queen of wands. And some of you, this is really representing you. That's what we're going to talk about first is you. Then we'll look at family, friends, we'll look at career, etc. as we go forward. But this is like if you've been feeling a lack of confidence, you're gaining it back. Your charisma's coming back. You're feeling alive. And this may have happened during the holiday season. But I feel for a lot of you, this has been a low for 4 to 5 years. You may have been going through this. This could be you going through your spiritual awakening where you had to see the truth and everything around you, and it was really difficult. It may have really brought you down. Sometimes you were up and sometimes you were down, kind of out of alignment. But yet in the month of January, the blessings and prosperity is on the way. You're starting a new chapter, and it is a beautiful chapter. You are moving forward in your true place of authenticity, and that is what is going to make everything happen, where this breakthrough moment is coming in. So let's expand on this a little bit more. And Gemini, I hope you're doing well. Yeah, see, we've got the 9 of wands, of swords. We have the 10 of wands. And this is saying you've been through a lot, and it has been really cumbersome and feeling like restricted. And some of you, this was your physical health and well-being, where you may have been dealing with an emperor type energy, somebody very stubborn around you that was making you believe things that weren't true, that was really creating a lot of anxiety around you. Now, I feel that they really worried you a lot, and this worrying has kept you tied down for quite some time. Yet, because you're pulling back your inner power and overcoming this 5 of Wands energy, you see the detail on this is what you've been through. And you've got these right here. This is a lot. You've been restricted. You've been feeling overwhelmed, overweighted, carrying the burden of many other people in different areas of your life. And yet, Gemini, somehow, you, because you've been so determined, you are going to have this big breakthrough and say, I want it. I want this Ace of Swords, and I want it in the month of January. So it's a very powerful energy that's coming through for you, Gemini, where the defeat are going to feel like nothing. If you felt defeated, you're going to say, okay, now it's just time to move forward, and just like forget about it. Let it go. It's not even going to come back unless you need it as a guideline. And that's the only time I feel, Gems, you're going to bring it back. So make sure you watch your sun and moon and rising sign as we go forward. I dropped that card. This is an important one. When it comes to your career, we've got the King of Wands again. So some of you, this has definitely been in your career or projects that you've been working on. If you're retired, if you're a stay-at-home parent, this is time for you to take a step in a different direction and use the inner confidence to be the fool and take a risk that is going to benefit you. Now, this is not a foolish move. This is actually a very productive move, a calculated risk, meaning that you've done the research so you understand, but there may have been this hesitancy of taking a step forward. And what I mean is, if you had a business that, I have incense burning over there. If you have a business that you are trying to get up, you might have everything ready and you're afraid to push that button, go. But you're going to do that in the month of January. Some of you, this is getting a new opportunity in a completely different sector. If you've been in a nonprofit area, you may be going back into the work environment, not necessarily because you don't like what you're doing, but I feel the rewards in this new opportunity is going to grow you. It's going to grow your life. It's going to be this big breakthrough in your finances, in your security overall in general, definitely when it comes to your self-confidence. Working for the organization you were working for before may have really been that point that we're talking about. because you've been working on you and deciding what direction do I want to go, who am I, and what really satisfies me, that's where the difference is. And you've been analyzing this for quite some time. Definitely about 5 years, 4 to 5 years for you guys is what I'm seeing. And that 4 to 5 years was almost torturous for some of you, where it's like it really affected your health. It affected your physical health. It just pulled you down. You felt like, I can't get up. And I don't mean depression or actually physically couldn't get up, although obviously that can be for some, but I'm talking about the vigor inside of you, the desire to make a change. That is what has grown inside of you, especially through the holiday season. So whatever you've been analyzing, you're going to be really taking a new leap of faith when it comes in your career sector. Now, those of you who have been looking at acting, okay, before I started your reading, I kept hearing acting. If you were held back by, just things that were going on, you do have the moon phase here. By the end of the month, by the moon phase in January, okay, the full moon in January, that's when you're going to get a contract. Something big is going to come through where it's going to put you front and center. And I do see it's in acting, and I feel it has to do with a play. Let us know if that pertains to you, because that may just be one person, but we want to see those comments. For those of you, when it comes to a project, when it comes to something that you've been doing or wanting to get off the ground, I feel you've really put in a lot of time and planning and preparing. And right now is that time to make the leap of faith. And that could be putting together, I'm seeing people jogging, okay, running, and it's all different ages. It isn't one. You might be putting together a marathon in your local community. Some of you, this may very well be something much bigger than that, but it definitely is about community, setting up a community event, setting up an actual community, like creating your soul family. And there is a risk to it, because the risk is obviously investing your time and energy into it, but yet you're going to feel it inside. I mean, literally feel it, like, okay, this is it. This is exactly what I'm supposed to do. So it's very, very positive. Now let's take a look at family and friends, because I feel this nasty energy that you've been dealing with. For those of you who have been, this is definitely family and friends restriction. And it could be co-workers, okay, for some of you. If you've got a new business that you're trying to get up and going, you're going to be in the standing out position. You're going to stand out to others. Now, I know I'm a little off course there, but that's the feeling of what's been going on in the Gemini reading, kind of a back and forth energy, kind of like going high and low, high and low. Not because you're Gemini, because this is just what's been going on around you. This new endeavor is really going to bring in the blessings and prosperity. This is the big breakthrough. This is the big moment. That's what January is all about for Gemini. So let's look at your family and friends and see what's going on with them. All right. Yeah, you've got the Nine of Wands right here, and it has to do with somebody in your family environment, all right? And this may be a family member, a mother, father. You may be the parent or the child of this situation. But I feel this person is the one that really drained you. You know, we have the Ten of Wands, the Nine of Swords, and now we're enhancing it in the family sector with the Nine of Wands as well. Nine of Swords, Nine of Wands. So this is like a lot of burden. They just wore you out. And whoever this person is, they sit there and they act as though they are superior in every single way. This may be a mother and daughter for some of you. Let us know if you've been having issues with your child. All right, now what I'm seeing in this particular guided message for you guys is this particular person has kind of sucked out your courage and your confidence. Again, leading back to this beautiful Fool card. The family environment is getting ready to make a big change, especially for those of you who've been struggling with mental issues, mental I guess that's not really the right word. It's like the mental fatigue especially if it's a teenager. I see some of you, this is a teenager that you've been dealing with. Very smart mouth individual, whoever it is. They may be a grown-up that acts like a teenager. I feel there's a bit of arrogance around this individual. They have like a sense of they're superior to you. They're superior to you, maybe to other people as well, but it's just like this family environment has really changed in the dynamic. This particular person, I feel you're going to remove from your life as far as on an everyday basis. If they're an adult, they're going to go live on their own. Okay. If they are a child, you're going to do something where maybe you're going to put them in a community after school program, something like that, where they are putting their time investing it in new people around them. It may have been a little bit too much at home time with this youthful child, an actual teenager that I'm seeing. Let us know what's going on in your family, because I feel that the struggles have been overwhelming. And some of you, it may very well have been 5 years. It could have even been longer. I don't feel it's months. I feel longer than that. Okay. But whatever is going on, there is a change coming in this situation. There is a change coming in this situation. The fatigue of dealing with them is what's driving you to say, I'm done. And this breakthrough is going to come in. Now, the words that you say are going to be very impactful on this individual. And they're going to be shocked, although you're very free at sharing how you feel and expressing yourself. I feel you've been really holding that all back in, Gemini. And now you're speaking it up and saying, know what? I want my 10 of cups, okay? And I don't care how we're going to do this. We're going to work it out. We're going to fix this because I can't do this anymore. I won't do this anymore. But I see you saying it out of love. There's not one bit of anger inside of you. Whatever is done is whatever. Now, from here forward, we're doing it in a different direction. Now let's take a look at romantic love, because this could very well be a romantic partner that we're dealing with who created a lot of confusion around you. And through that confusion, you're like, I can't do this. And you may have actually started divorce proceedings with this individual, or you are about to. You could be dealing with any zodiac sign, but we have all over the board Libra, Gemini, Aquarius energy, and we have Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. So this is saying that there's a lot of confusion between you and your partner where you're not sure if you want to cut them off. And it relates right back to family. Romance is part of family for a lot of you, most definitely. There is an opportunity to heal this situation. All right, this is your the month of January is your final opportunity to really decide on what you want to do. For some of you in the month of December, I feel that there was like a moment, a moment, right? There was this moment where the two of you reconnected, not necessarily rebonded 100%, but there was this little, if it were a tree, one little green sprout came out where it was like, I remember why I fell in love with you. I remember who you are. There you are. I didn't know where you went. You've been gone for 5 years, whatever it is for you guys. But there is an opportunity to fix this situation if you choose to. You will need to go to probably counseling, to some type of I'm hearing a program. So this might be going on a retreat, a couples retreat that involves therapy, a couples therapy retreat for some of you. Because I do see it's a small group of people. It looks like 6 to 10 people in this group where they're like sitting on mats, but it's all about kind of redoing your relationship. These are all couples in there. So I feel you may be considering a couples retreat. That may actually be the trick. The miracle is being able to see there are options. Okay, this is not in reverse. Okay, this is in reverse. Well, I'm not a tarot reader. I'm giving you the message. I mean, I am, but I'm not. The messages I gave you come from here and seeing the visions. So I'm guided through these, but this is a lot of confusion, a lot of back and forth energy for you guys. Also, multiple opportunities here. For those of you who want to leave, you are going to find a new person. You're going to leave and you're going to find a new person almost immediately. And I do see some of you, this is somebody that you knew from your past. Perhaps somebody you went to school with, somebody from your younger years, where you're going to all of a sudden, out of nowhere, this person shows up out of the blue as soon as you release this person. You're not going to be looking for it. You're not going to be expecting it, but it is going to happen to some of you. Leave us a comment if that makes sense for you. Now, if you are single, you have an opportunity to meet somebody, and again, it may very well be, and I feel it's somebody that is very honest. They're very they have their inner child with them. They're very wise, very smart, so you're going to be on the same intellectual level, and this is going to create some confusion. It's like, how do I know you? I feel like I've known you my whole life. All right, and it could be the blessing of a soulmate, not the one that put you into the journey. Get that out of your mind, because that was the one that triggered you through all of this other stuff that you've been dealing with for this period of time. This is the reward. This is that big break where finally love is going to come back to you, and it's going to be very, very big deal for you guys, and you're going to be very, very happy. Now let's pull a card that goes with the final guided message for the month of January. And oh, I love this card for you. I do. I possess the power and free will to create my own happiness. And that's what this is all about. Because if you remember in the beginning of the reading, we're talking about you marching forward in feeling of being authentic. No secrets. You aren't going to be around anybody that keeps secrets. You're going to work in the environment that feels right for you. You're making a big stand in your life that is going to bring in the blessings and prosperity. When we're dealing with things that pull us down, that create that negative impact on us, and that can be fighting in the family where it's like, I can't take this anymore, like I said a little while ago. This is that big break that you've been wanting right now, where you're going to take a leap of faith and you are going to move in a different direction. And that direction is going to bring you what you want, what you need, and then some. Have a great month. Much love.